I'm glad you went there in terms of talking about struggling with knowing who you were, because I was thinking, when you're 5, you're growing up in a family with authentic faith. You're talking to Jesus all the time. You don't remember a time when you weren't talking to Jesus. And then you go through these major transitions of moving from Quito, Ecuador, to the U.S., to Mexico, back to the U.S., graduating from high school, going to college in the U.S. Talk about how there's that stabilizing factor of the relationship with Jesus, but where else did you try and establish your identity apart from him, maybe, or on your own in the sense of your accomplishments, high performance, things like that? Can you break that down for our listeners a little bit?
Yeah. So moving to Mexico, that was a huge change, and it was destabilizing. It was exciting because it was a change, and I like change, but it was destabilizing and feeling alone. And reaching out, seeking my security in new friends or activities at school, and at times not finding that, right. Eventually, I did make friends, but initially it was like, and not kind of forgetting about Jesus, right? Like, oh, Jesus is there, but like off to the side, and just feeling that insecurity and looking for security in friends, and then going to high school with there's a healthy side to sports and all, but your identity is not in being the jock, and I was not. I was a dedicated basketball player, and I only got to start sometimes because I was so good at defense that I had a hard time making baskets. But yeah, I looked for identity in different areas, but that deep sense of, as a missionary kid, of knowing who you are, and questioning that hit me hard several times throughout my life because of this. They call us the third culture kids, TCKs. I look American. I sound, now, Spanish, or, I feel Mexican, but what am I? Who am I?